Yo, what's good YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and we are back with some more Broncos franchise in this 32 user league. This time going back up against the Oakland Raiders. Remember, they have Cam Newton at quarterback, so we're going to be looking to contain him this game. And you know, one thing about my team, man, one of the changes I've been making is on defense, man, putting Shane Ray across from Joey Bosa, make him that right outside edge rusher, let Joey Bosa rush off the left edge. It's really been helping me a lot, and I can't stress enough how important formation subs are. If you're a player, you play and you pick your formations, it's so important to use your formation subs. Put your best guys in certain formations. You can't use that enough. I mean, seriously, all these formations, if you have a second linebacker on the field, it's important to get a second athletic guy at that linebacker position. My second outside linebacker doesn't play, but I do use Moats there. Moats is pretty athletic. He has 82 speed, which isn't fast, but he's athletic, meaning he can get to balls. He can get to running backs out of the backfield. He can play press coverage. I mean, he can play all kinds of coverage, so it's very important to have some athletic linebackers. Use those formation subs, especially on the defensive line, because like I said, what I do is I put Shane Ray rushing off the right edge, put Tamba Ali at that second D tackle spot, and then put Joey Bosa on the outside. So then I have also Danny Shelton at that defensive tackle, and he's really good. I'm telling you, he is so good at rushing the passer and stopping the run. I mean, he's really been the unsung hero of my defense. He's 86 overall. He's really young, and it's kind of hard to get defensive tackles XP, but he earns pretty good XP for being just a defensive tackle. He makes such a big impact on these games. But as you can see, man, going up against the Raiders, they're 2-8. I'm kind of struggling early in this game, man. I'm struggling to find some offense here. It's 0-0 in the second quarter. I think this is the first game I've ever been 0-0 in the second quarter. So early on in this game, giving the ball to Isaiah Crowell to begin the second quarter, and look at Crowell beasting his way into the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown. And, you know, one thing I found out early in this game, I was like, man, I cannot pass the ball, so I'm going to run the ball. And, you know, that's a thing that you need to have as well as a good Madden player. You have to be able to adjust, because if your game plan is all passing and your passing isn't working, you have to learn to run the damn ball. And look at this, right on cue, Joey Bosa, right when I was talking about it, he gets in for the strip sack, and Tamba Ali picks it up, runs in for the touchdown, and we take the 14-0 lead here in the second quarter. But like I said, man, if your game plan isn't working, you have to be able to adjust, man, and that's exactly what we did in this game. And here, look at who it is, Sammy Watkins. He has him back returning kicks, and he returns it all the way to the 26-yard line. And right on cue, the next play, a couple plays later, giving the ball to Sammy Watkins on a end around, and he almost gets a little crease there. But on a 3rd and 4, rolls out to the left. Cam Newton drops back, has all day to throw, throws it over the middle, and who is that? Arthur Moats getting the pick there, but he has 82 speed, remember I said, so he gets caught from behind there. We do get to the 45-yard line, and we're keeping Cam in check. I remember the first game, I had a lot of problems with him rolling outside of the pocket. This time what I did, instead of putting contain on him, sometimes I put a contain on him, sometimes I didn't, but instead of putting a contain on him, I just let him roll out, but then I had extra coverage on the outside so that when he tried to force a pass like that other pass, it would be picked off. So here on a 4th and 20 here to end the half, trying to get something on the board. Trevor Siemian's actually making a play here, breaking a tackle, rolling out to the right, throwing to Isaiah Crowell, but he cannot drag his feet. So we go into halftime with a 14-0 lead. Cam Newton dropping back to pass, finding his receiver over the left side, and he's already thrown 3 picks to this point. So right now we're just trying to look for that next pick. But here he's rolling out to the right side, finding his receiver, getting around Chris Harris Jr. there, almost breaking it. But if it wasn't for the safety over the top getting that tackle, he probably would have broken for a touchdown. So here on the next play, a couple plays later, finding Sammy Watkins for the touchdown. And we're facing a 2-8 team, and they're in within 7 points here. But here in the 3rd and 20, we're finding Demaryius Thomas over the right side, up to the 36-yard line. Trevor Siemian didn't have too many passing yards on this game. Like I said, we're trying to run the ball a lot more. So here he is running the ball, 3rd and 9, using his legs. He's only got 74 speed. So I like to scramble at least like once or twice a game, usually in situations where I definitely need it. But here Isaiah Crowell is breaking tackles, busting it open, getting into the end zone, and I'm telling you, he has been such a great draft pick for me. I was actually had him on the trade block for a little bit, and there's another pick right on cue, Tavon Wilson Sr. But I was actually thinking about trading him because remember I said D'Angelo Henderson was going to be the heir apparent, but that power that Isaiah Crowell has, it's too big to let go. So once again, here's Trevor Siemian finding Isaiah McKenzie deep over the middle that time on a play action pass. So now we have the 28-7 lead, and there I almost try to get a pick there. Not as athletic enough to get up and get that interception, but on a 1st and 10 here, Cam Newton dropping back, throwing it on the run. What a throw and catch that was. They get that up to the 37. So here in the 3rd and 8, dropping back, finding his receiver, Sammy Watkins, and that was a good timing route there over Chidibe Awuzie. He wasn't playing man coverage there, but on a 1st and 10, getting in there for the sack is Shane Ray. It took him all game to get his first sack. I was waiting for him to get that pressure there. But here is Lorenzo Doss getting a pick, man. I'm telling you, Lorenzo Doss turned out to be the best trade I've made so far this year. He has actually progressed. He gets so much XP because he gets picks in the slot. He's actually top 10 in Defensive Player of the Year for the AFC. And right on cue, Isaiah Crowell busting it open once again, celebrating and getting smacked, but he's getting into the end zone. So that's going to be a 35-7 lead here in the 4th quarter. So at this point, you know he's going to be throwing on every single play, trying to get some points back on the board. So he's rolling out left for Cam Newton, finding his receiver on a 1st and 10, rolling out to the left one more time, but that time gets swallowed up by Joey Bosa and Lorenzo Doss on that one. So on a 2nd and 19, trying to find his receiver, and Justin Simmons is there for the pick. I gotta admit, Justin Simmons, he's been a head scratcher of a player this year because it's so hard. I don't know why, but it's been hard to progress him. He doesn't get much XP, even though in the weekly training I usually use him as a focus player, but he still doesn't get much XP for some reason. So it's been kind of hard to progress him throughout the year, and at least he's gotten up to the point where he can actually play defense. The first 3 games, he was letting people run right by him, score on him and everything. I mean, it seemed like he couldn't cover anybody, but we do go on to win this game. 42-7 ends up being the final score off of all defense and running the ball, and that's usually not our cup of tea, but we get it done. And Siemian doesn't have his best game. I think he only completed 10 passes on this game. We'll check it out. Yeah, 10 for 23, 184, 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Crowell with a monster game, 138, 3 touchdowns on just 15 carries. Gerald Everett leads our team in receiving, but the highlight of our defense, man, the interceptions, man. Lorenzo Doss, I love him in the slot. He's only got 89 speed, but he gets it done. I'm telling you, he gets it done. That zone coverage at like 82, man coverage at 82. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. We'll be back for the next episode. We're going up against the Dolphins.